Hello everyone and welcome back to UZEX News on Uz Report TV channel. Today in our edition you can get acquainted with the latest exchange news and quotations as well as with the condition of the polyethylene market for 2020. At the beginning of our broadcast we traditionally bring to your attention the results of trading on all trading platforms of Uzbek Exchange and the price dynamics for the top commodity positions. These were the main indicators of Uzbek Exchange for the past week. Now let's dwell on the exchange news. On the website of Uzbek Commodity Exchange, mobilraqam.uzex.uz, beautiful mobile numbers from the national operator UZTELECOM have been launched. This project is being carried out within the framework of agreement concluded between Uzbek Commodity Exchange and joint stock company Uzbektelecom. To participate in the online auction, it is enough to go through the online registration procedure on the mobilraqam.uzex.uz website and pay the security deposit. Trades are held on the principles of openness, transparency and healthy competition. In total, beautiful mobile numbers of 4 mobile operators including UCell, Beeline, MobiUz and UZTELECOM are available on the exchange. Let's move on to the results of the Uzbek Commodity Exchange activities for 2020. In general, last year transactions worth about 53.6 trillion sums were concluded on all trading platforms of the exchange, which is 24.7% more than in 2019. On average, deals were concluded monthly for 4.4 trillion sums. At the same time, transactions in January, this figure amounted to 3.6 trillion sums, as we can see on the diagram. And by the end of the year, it was 5.5 trillion sums, which was the maximum definitely at the end of 2020. There are minor changes in the structure of trade. A significant part, or about 87%, falls on the exchange trading. As we can see on the diagram, definitely it goes with 87%, and the top leader definitely in the segment of trading platforms is the exchange trading. The second position here is taken by e-procurement, which goes with 8%, and B2B e-commerce, it goes with 4% respectively. Vehicle license plate online auction goes with less than 1%. Let's dwell separately on the entrepreneurs' participation indicators in the electronic trading, and in general the total volume of transactions concluded with the participation of business amounted to 20.5 trillion soums. At the same time, they purchased commodity resources for 13.4 trillion soums. That's what we can see on the diagram through the exchange trading platform, and sold their own products for 7.1 trillion soums. That's what we can see with a blue color. As for the license plates, over 100,000 license plates were sold through the online auction of the exchange in 2020. That's what we can see on the diagram, and definitely it's worth to mention their sale amounted to 246.6 billion soums, which is 58% more than in 2019. The average cost of one transaction was 2.4 million soums. We are moving on to a separate segment of the exchange market. In particular, we'll consider the polyethylene market for 2020. And in 2020, about 106.5 thousand tons of polyethylene were sold through the exchange trading to the domestic market, which is 22% more regarding to the same period of 2019. The seller of polyethylene are mainly Shortan Gas and Chemical Complex, as well as Uzkor Gas Chemical Joint Venture and Uzbek Neftegaz Joint Stock Company. The average monthly volume of granules sold amounted to 8,878 tons. The maximum sales volume falls on the months of June, 13,037, as we can see on the diagram. In December, this figure was 9,207 tons. The volume of exposition and sale of polyethylene through the exchange trading changed throughout the last year. Film and injection molded polyethylene is traditionally the leaders in the market structure, and definitely, as we can see on the diagram, definitely the pellicle type of polyethylene goes with 36% and is the top performer in the segment of polyethylene. The second position here is taken by molding type of polyethylene, which goes with 25%, and the third top position here is taken by pipe ones, which goes with 18%. And it's worth to mention about blowing type of polyethylene granules, which has increased its position, by the way, for several percent, and for the moment it takes 15%. Touching upon the cable one, it goes with 3%. Rotational polyethylene granules goes with 2% respectively. Others are less than 1%. So let's go to the next diagram for today, and definitely this is going to be the price dynamics for all grades of polyethylene. Considering the price dynamics for polyethylene of all brands at the UZEX market, it's worth to mention that there was some kind of multi-directional dynamics which was associated with a level of supply and demand, and definitely the seasonal factor made its influence to the price formation, as we can see on the diagram. So in the months of January, May 2020, there is mainly a decrease. If in the months of January the prices was at the level of 11.2 million soums per ton, then in the months of May quotes fell to 9.9 million soums per ton. By the way, it's worth to mention that this is the minimum price level in 2020, which was caused due to the demand and at the same time the systematical performing of the factory producers. Exactly different kind of diversified polyethylene granules made the price formation going quite deep and to the minimum level of 9.9 million soums per ton. But afterwards the price moved up to its quite almost initial price level, 11.2 million soums per ton in the months of June. Some kind of normality and stability we could observe up to the months of August, and only in the months of September that was the maximum level, 12.6 million soums per ton. This was mainly due to the growth in demand in the domestic polyethylene market, and at the same time the seasonal factor made its influence to the price trend going up to its maximum price level in the months of September of 2020. Afterwards the price moved down, but not so significantly, 11.8 million soums per ton in the months of November, and December quote was at level of 12 million soums per ton, as we can see on the diagram. So the decrease was about 5%, which was definitely quite positive for the consumers of polyethylene market of all brands at the UZEX exchange trade platform. So let's go to the last diagram for today, and this is going to be definitely the regional consumption. According to regional consumption of polyethylene granules, it's worth to mention that the best performer here is the Tashkent and Tashkent region, which goes with almost 48.3% on consumer consuming polyethylene granules of different brands at the Uzbek Exchange trade platform. The second position here is taken by Fergana region, which increased from 13 to 20% by consuming polyethylene granules. By the way, the share of Andijan region on the contrary decreased from 7 to 6%. That's what we can see on the diagram, and 8% of sales falls on Namangan region consumers, as we can see on the diagram. The share of other regions is relatively lower. These were all commands for today. Thank you for watching us and being with us. Do join us next week on Uz Report TV channel or on our website www.uzex.uz. See you next time. Bye.